One that.
Why do we have?
One that.
Why do we have?
Do you have what it takes to complete these two projects if you're running them simultaneously?
I just told you that His Excellency the President has paid 2 visits this year to the ongoing dualization project. If it weren't important to him, if he didn't find it necessary, he wouldn't have gone there.
But being important does not necessarily mean that you can raise what you need at the right time to run it simultaneously.
Again,
right now, I've gone beyond the passion level. I've gone to the money, the real deal, doing the work, the resources that you need.
I get you. I'm saying that again. I mentioned to you that when His Excellency the President went to Nsawam the first time, the challenge of the contractor was that he had not been paid. He instructed that over, I think, $70 million at the time be released to the contractor. If it wasn't important to him, he would not have bothered. I mean, even those who started that project could not make that sum available to the contractor. So I'm saying that you or those who are criticizing or arguing about this road are saying either or. We are saying we can work and chew gum at the same time. His Excellency is saying we can do both at the same time.
So these two projects will be funded by Government of Ghana?
Absolutely. None.
No external support, external funding? You're not looking to that?
So far, the arrangement is for the Government of Ghana to fund these projects by itself. When it becomes necessary and we have the capacity to depend on the private support, we will do that. Remember that the concession agreement of the expressway a couple of weeks ago was passed in Parliament. And that has given way for a lot of the things that have to be done before the engineering work and other things are completed to begin. And in that concession, the road is not just going to be constructed and left. It's going to be managed even after the construction, because the aim I indicated earlier of government is to ensure that this road is able to even pay for itself as time goes on. So we are saying that, look, forget the doubts. His Excellency the President has done it before. And you see, what people perhaps miss is that His Excellency the President John Dramani Mahama became known as the king of infrastructure in his first term with a very small basket of revenue. Very, very small. And the revenue basket he has today is like 7 times more than he had when he was in government the first time. But he was able to deliver those critical infrastructure projects across the country.
This will be done.
That over the period, proved that he indeed was building this country for the future. I mean, the Terminal 3s, the Ghana Gas plans, the UGMCs, and all those things were done with a very small revenue envelope. Today he has more. And so when he says that with prudent management, we can walk and chew gum at the same time, as far as the dualization of the Accra-Kumasi road and the Kumasi-Accra Expressway is concerned, we should have confidence in him and support the cause.
Are the timelines feasible?
I think they are. Because he's very aware of how much time he has. Yet he has dedicated to doing this.
All right, so he says 5 years, but we know that he has less than that.
Yeah.
Obviously, government is a government in continuum.
Absolutely.
So are you able to tell us, in terms of priority, which of these roads are going to be completed at least within President Mahama's tenure?
So the earlier roads that I spoke about, without giving the details, I gave some, especially in the upper corridor, are supposed to be done in 2 years. The sort that we cut for the construction of the Sunyani Outer Ring Roads yesterday is also to be done in less than 2 years. The contractor And most of the contractors, in fact, the one that he cut short for around the Dodoa area where Oswell is working, they have all committed to finishing their work before 2 years. Even though they have about 18 to 22 months to finish, they have all committed to finishing their projects before 2 years. So many of these roads on the eastern corridor, the western corridor, the upper corridor, and the lower corridor are supposed to be done, within 2 years. The expressway is what will go beyond 2 years, because we are even at the process of feasibility at this stage.
So between the expressway and the highway, are you going to, because I perceive that it may take more time to construct the expressway than complete the dualization project. So between the two, which is going to get priority? Because you've just told us that the expressway, I beg your pardon, may take quite a longer time to complete.
They are both critical, and they are all going to get the same attention.
You don't want to commit yourself to it.
They are all going to get the same attention.
But why does the expressway terminate in Kumasi though?
Well, because exactly, that should tell you that His Excellency is not just playing to the gallery. He's looking at what is feasible within the time frame. Okay. And perhaps another regime may take it from, Kumasi all the way to, say, Burkina Faso, because that is what will, make us even get, better utility of that project. Let us not also forget that there's the Trans-Africa ECOWAS Road that the countries on the West Africa corridor, Ghana, Nigeria, and others agreed to construct. Many of the countries have started doing their portions, and Ghana is also trying to, catch up. And that's why I was telling you.
Are you suggesting that this may likely feed into that?
It's at some point it will connect to the Trans-Africa road.
I'm thinking about the expressway, and I'm just imagining how much, because when we make roads in Ghana or construct roads, you talk about compensation, sometimes going into people's legally owned land and all. This is not child's play. This is like a really huge project, and the 5-year timeline you give, you say that you're really bent and sure that you're going to do this.
Yeah, it's ambitious. We know.
Your colleague in Parliament thinks otherwise. Former Roads Minister Asenso Boakye.
Well, he has since recanted. He's thrown his full support, belated though, behind the project, and thinks that yes, indeed, it is feasible, it is important, and that is the kind of spirit that we need.
So when you say he recanted, did he write a letter back to the president
Well, I haven't seen any formal letter written to Parliament, to the president.
Because we know about the formal letter that was written earlier.
Formally on the floor of Parliament, he has expressed his total support. I'm sure that he came under a lot of flag, unfortunately, for that very ill thought through letter that he wrote to His Excellency the President. And we like the renewed spirit of support for the project, because that's what we all need to give the President the impetus and the motivation that he needs to finish this project. After all, he's doing it for Ghana.
Interesting. You're watching State of Affairs here tonight. I'm speaking to Deputy Roads Minister Alhassan Sihini. We've been talking about the big push agenda, and he's given us a mental picture of what it's all about. Justified. Explain to us why he thinks that the timelines are feasible. The president says that they're going to commit some $10 billion over a 2-year period. And I beg your pardon, over a 5-year period, that means $2 million every year. And so they hope to achieve this in 5 years. So we've been talking about the fine details of this big push agenda, and talking about the Kumasi Expressway as against the dualization project.
I don't know why you keep saying as against. It's not against.
Okay.
Complementary.
No, I had to say it that way because that was the foundation of the conversation.
Right.
But based on Mr. Asenso Boakye's concerns.
Right.
But now we're talking about payment of contractors, and you've hinted at that already. But did it have to? I know the president is the leader of the land, but does it have to take his intervention for us to pay contractors?
Not really. I mean, under normal circumstances, a contract is awarded, certificates are raised, and payment should be a matter of course. But unfortunately, because of the priority the president has given to some of these projects, even when the process of getting these contractors paid are underway, his intervention just fast tracks it. You know, because...
But my question is why? Why should it be so?
Because he wants the Ministry of Roads and Finance to appreciate the speed at which he wants to go. I mean, he is the commander-in-chief. The buck stops with him. And he directs how our purse is used. And so when he presents a budget to Parliament and says that he's going to ensure that project A, B, C are done, I don't see what is wrong if he intervenes to make sure that any bottleneck in the execution of those projects he promised the people of Ghana in his budget or his state of nation are going to be done. I mean, if he does an intervention to remove those bottlenecks, I don't see anything wrong.
But the ministry and the minister should be able to be on the same dial with him in terms of his passion level, the drive. I'm just wondering why it's intervention though. But
they are just reminders.
Right.
Let's call them reminders.
Okay.
Yes.
But
do what they have to do.
But he has asked for the payment of some 1 billion cedis for contracts as far back as 2017. Now let's be realistic. The political class, sometimes, when you just think about that a contractor has done work as far back as 2017 and is now being paid in 2025. The contractors, we speak to them all the time. Some of them have passed away. Some of them in frustration have lost their jobs. They go to hiding because they go and take loans from banks to execute these projects. This is a really sad situation that shouldn't happen, right?
I absolutely agree with you. And I share in your sentiments and your, disgust. I can sense it. And that is the reason why His Excellency the President says, pay them before Christmas. And in fact, he also even indicated in his presentation, I don't know if the news captured it, that he knows that some of them may have even lost their lives, like you have correctly pointed out, and that those monies be paid to their surviving, families. So it is just in line. Your feeling is just in line with the way we feel at the ministry and with the way His Excellency the President feels. It shouldn't be the case. It's unacceptable.
What are you doing differently?
And to be honest with you, I'm sure your disgust would have been worse if you knew the details. Look, we sit at the ministry, and sometimes we have 80-year-old people struggle to go up the elevator or the stairs to come and ask you of a certificate that was raised for clearing